So I've always been a really extreme person, and sometimes it can be a good thing, but the drawback is a lot of the times I'd be very inconsistent. I'd have very high peaks, very low peaks. Like I'd have weeks where I do everything perfectly. I do all the things I want to do, never skip diet, gym, any good habits I'm trying to start. I never fail. And then there's a day where I fail once, and this snowballs so hard. That is the worst thing I'm at, is the snowball effect that happens from failing once. Is that I'll then go probably twice as bad for twice as long. Say I was going to the gym, doing all my good habits. I'd stop reading for a whole month because that's just how my brain works, I guess. There'd even be days where I'm like so extreme where I wake up badly or I am like a little lazy in the morning. It changes my whole day to where I don't do anything productive just because in the morning I set my day up wrong. I can even tell you right now, what would happen is I wake up and I don't really feel like eating, so I'll stay upstairs and I'll go on YouTube. And then just with that, it dictates my whole day. There'll even be days where it'd be so bad where I would stall taking a shower and going to the bathroom. That's how bad it was. That's how like unproductive I could be in a day. I even like taking a shower because you already know I was taking hot showers back then. Like it was comfortable and I still didn't want to do it just because I didn't want to get up from my chair to do something else. That's how lazy and inconsistent I could be. And being consistent was one of the hardest things for me to do. But lately I found some strategies that have helped me a lot, and that's what I'm going to share in this video. Instead of goal-oriented, try to change it to identity-oriented. So why do you need to be more identity-based than goal-based? So the problem with goal-based is it's all about getting the task done. Where compared to identity-based, it's just you are trying to become the person you want to be. And this is what you should be doing. Because if you are just trying to get the check mark, trying to finish this challenge, what happens is you don't change at all after the challenge. You just are the same person who did this thing. It's people will go on a diet and they're like, oh, I don't eat it, I'm on a diet. So when the diet ends, they'll start eating it again and they'll relapse and then they just give up. Compared to someone who says, no, I'm not the type of person who's going to eat that. I think that's where I'm at with the diet, at least, where people offer me like sugary, bad foods, and I just say, no, I don't eat that. It's not that I'm not, oh man, like, dang, I really want some, like, I'd be nibbling a little bit on the side, like, be walking over at midnight, like, getting some chips, sneak into the grocery aisles with the candy, and I'm like, oh man, I guess it's here, I gotta get one. No, I just don't eat that stuff. Whereas compared to the other people, they'll go, I'm trying not to eat this because they're just trying to tick that box off in their head. And again, the problem is that if they do mess up, they think they're a complete failure. They'll get all discouraged because they got an X on the day and they're like, oh, I failed. I've made no progress. I still relapsed and all these negative things. But if you change your mindset, you'll realize that each failure, you can learn from it. And from that learning and all this failure that is happening, you're taking steps closer to becoming the person you want. Like, how would you know that whenever you go to the grocery store to a certain aisle, you're going to buy candy? Because you're going to be trying to eat healthier and you're going to grab it subconsciously. Honestly, you probably won't even think about it. And you're going to be like, dang, like, I might as well get this. You wouldn't know that if you were just trying to check out the box because now you're just, oh man, I messed up. But if you're more of thinking about how you can improve, you realize you get that, and now you tell yourself, okay, when I go to the grocery store, don't go in that aisle. Now you know how to eliminate certain bad habits that you have. And the good thing about this is the more you start doing it, the more you start forming your identity, which then forms your identity even more. Let's say you work out, you haven't worked out at all. You set up an easy goal of just going to the gym 3 times a week. And you do this for 2 months. Now you're the type of person who goes to the gym every week. And because you're the type of person who goes to the gym every week, you go to the gym every week. It will reinforce it and it will just get stronger and stronger. Again, like I said, I'm the type of person who doesn't really eat bad foods. So when people show me bad food, I just instinctively don't do it because that's not who I am. It's not because I'm trying to avoid it. It's just not who I am. This is a cheat code. This really is a cheat code. Because if you tie it to who you are, you're much more likely to progress. And just think about it. The people who have been lifting weights for like 10 years, 20 years, their whole lives, you think they're doing a lifetime fitness challenge? No, they just are fitness people. They aren't ticking the box. Maybe they are, and they're happy about it, but they are just people who go to the gym. They aren't doing a challenge. They're people who go to the gym. It's so much different. So what are the steps you can start to take to change the way you look at goals and start completing them? So this is something you should do right now. If you haven't done it, do it right now. Pull out a piece of paper, get a pen, pull out your notes because you're going to use them, all right? So just, close your eyes. Probably close your eyes. It's going to be good, I swear. Close your eyes and just visualize the person that you want to be in the future. It can be, say you're overweight. He's fit. He has money. He's happy with his life. Think about the dream person you want to be and then write down what you think they would do, what good habits they have, what bad habits they avoid. Write it all down. Like I said, he's fit, mental health perfect, confident, good fashion, diet, literally anything that you want to get better at, write it down. Anything that you want to be in the future, write it down. So that's step one. Get your like avatar, get your character that you want to be in the future. This is you looking into the future and you're going to make it happen. All right. So number 2, now you got to break it down into steps. So now that you have your character that you want to be and what he does, now you got to break it down to steps you can do and steps that he does. Say he has a 10 out of 10 body. What does that mean? He goes to the gym consistently and he diets consistently. So write that down. Anything like that. So next you have to start writing your actual goals that you need to do. And a lot of people mess this part up because people look so far into the future and they're so broad. Like even I just told you, look into the future and what he does. But when people are first setting goals, they often do too much. Like they trying too much. That's why they fail. Like, those people who be losing like 100 pounds, but then they gain it all back. So you want to avoid that as much as possible, especially if you want to be consistent. So I'd say the most important part about setting a goal is it has to be very specific and concrete. It has to be very, very specific. You can't write down, I want to go to the gym more. I'm going to go to the gym more this month. What does that mean? Going to the gym more. What? Once a week? Twice in a month? 45 minutes a day? 3 hours a day? Like, there's so many possibilities. Like, watching a YouTube video about going to the gym, are you going to count that? Like, you might. How you know? You might. So you have to do it super specific. If you don't go to the gym at all, tell yourself, I'm going to walk in the gym. I'm going to go on the treadmill for 5 minutes, 3 days a week for a month. Something like that. That is way better. It's so much easier to do because you know what you're going to do. Make it even more specific. At 8 a.m. every morning, I'm going to go to the gym, walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes. I know you can do that too. Come on. 3 days, that's 15 minutes. It'll take longer to drive to the gym, bro. And then second, I kind of already said it with the walk on treadmill example. It has to be easy at first. You can't, imagine I say this in a video game. Imagine this. You spawn in your Minecraft game, right? Let's say the goal, I know there's probably some updates I don't know about, whatever. I don't care. Let's say the goal for most games in Minecraft is to kill the Ender Dragon. You know that's the goal, but you're not thinking about, I'm going to kill that Ender Dragon. I'm going to kill the Ender Dragon. You're not thinking about that the whole time. What you do, instinctively, you do it in-game, but you don't do it in real life, bro. You will break it down into steps. You go, all right, I need to get wood. Now you got wood. You made your tools. All right, let me go mining. Let me get my iron. Let me get armor. You build up these steps. Let me get the ender pearls. You build up into steps that you can do right now. And then you kill the Ender Dragon. This is what you got to do right now. Not just, I'm going to be fit. It's, I'm going to go to the gym for 5 minutes. I'm going to go to the gym for 20 minutes. I'm going to lift weights now instead of walking. I'm going to lift weights for an hour. I'm going to get an actual split. I'm going to go 5 days a week. That's how you do it. And then you become fit. You don't just spawn in thinking, kill the Ender Dragon, kill the Ender Dragon. Like, how are you going to know what to do, bro? It's because you break it down into steps. Now you know what you're doing. And then again, it's easy at first. Imagine I tell you to spawn in the game and kill the Ender Dragon. Maybe if you're some pro. Maybe if you're a pro. I know you're not a pro. I swear. Maybe one of you guys watching, but you are not that good. You're going to try to kill the Ender Dragon with just your fist. You're going to die. You're going to explode it. You're going to look like a clown. Okay? And that's what's going to happen in real life. You're going to be trying to go to the gym 3 hours a day. You're going to try benching like 2 plates, bro. It's going to rebound off break your ribs. Like, it ain't going to look good. So, like I said, walk on the treadmill. Just show up to the gym. If you can't go to the gym, literally just tell yourself, I'm going to go. I'm going to walk through the door, stand there for 30 seconds, then leave. You're still going to be building up the habit of going to the gym. Once that's easy, all right, I'm going to walk. I'm going to lift weights. Like I said, you slowly get better and better. Now, the third journal practice would be repeated journals. Basically, your like yearly, monthly, weekly, even daily journals you can do. So you write down the goals you want to achieve. I think monthly is probably the best one. I like doing the monthly one. You write down what you want to achieve that month. And again, you visualize that person you want to be. You can flip back through your notes. This is why you probably should have written it down, but you probably didn't. It's okay. Look at the guy you want to be. Look at where you're at right now. And then tell yourself, what can I do this month to become closer to the person I am? You want to be that Chad. You want to be lifting weights, getting hella girls, you know. So now you tell yourself, I'm going to go to the gym 3 days a week for 30 minutes after I eat breakfast. Something like that. Just break down the steps it takes to become your dream person and write it down every month or write it down every year. You can even, and remember to reread them so you can remember. I'll read the monthly one like every other day. And I'll tell myself, I'll be honest with myself, I'll be like, am I doing this or am I not? If I'm not doing it, I need to step it up. And then weekly and daily, I do it a little differently. So for weekly, I literally just use Google Calendar. Like, Google Calendar is the GOAT. I will put, I have my thing like morning routine, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. every day. Again, with my night routine, like 9 to 10 p.m. every day. I even have like when I'm going to read, because I want to read, like one of my goals is to read every day in the middle of the day, like at a random point in the day, because I already read in the morning and at night, but I also want to read randomly in the day, randomly. I'll write it down so it's not random. I'll put when I prep lunch for work, when I have work, anything like that. When I go to the gym, of course. I have all these things put in my calendar. They even send me reminders. So like it'll tell me on my phone, like, reminder, you got to go to the gym in 30 minutes. So now I'm like, damn, I don't want to let myself down. I already wrote this all down. Like, I better go. Now for the daily, I do write in my journal daily things I want to do, but also I use this app, this website. It's called Milanote. And I'll literally just put like my to-do list for the day. And then, you know, I can check the boxes off. It's fine. It'll make you feel good too. That's the thing. It'll make you feel good when you check out the boxes. I know. That's why this is so like popular. It's to just check out all the boxes. And then the last thing, this is the secret. This is the secret to the success I've had this month. Amazing. Is literally get a piece of paper, put it on your wall. That's all you need to do. So what you do is you grab a piece of paper. You'll put the habits you want to do for the month. Like I have morning routine, night routine, gym, read, my diet. Simple. Simple things I want to just make sure I do every day. And then I have all the days of the month, or as much as I can, on that piece of paper. And the most important part is hang it up where it is so obvious. It is literally right in front. Like my laptop will usually be here, then right behind the camera is the thing. So I can always see it. And I can see all those, I can see the X marks. It'd be annoying me. And I can see all the check marks. And that makes me happy, obviously. Now, is this kind of hypocritical? Because I said don't look at the check marks. No. Because again, you have to reframe your mindset. First, let me explain it still. Is that what you do is you'll put it where everyone can see it, where you can see it. Because, like I said, it'll annoy you if there's X marks. It'll make you happy if there's check marks. So you'll be motivated to get the check marks because then you know you're becoming the type of person you want to be because you're doing these good habits. And again, You'll see the X marks and be like, dang, I messed up, but I'm not gonna let myself have 2 X marks in a row, you know? That'll be the worst thing. I have one and it really annoys me. But it made it so I bounced back and I'm even better. Like, even your friends should see it, your parents, like your mom walk in your room, she sees it, she should be able to see it. You know, she'll ask you, tell her, be honest with her. Tell her, I'm checking off all my habits. If there's a check mark, I do it. If there's X mark, I didn't do it. And she'll look at it every day. She'll be looking at it. And she'll see those X marks, she'll be like, damn, I low-key raised a bitch. Like, damn, now you have more pressure to succeed. You know? But that's good. Again, the check marks aren't the greatest thing I'd say. I think at first you do need some sort of accountability, which is why I have this up here. At some point, ideally, you wouldn't need it. But everyone at the start needs a lot of accountability, to be honest. But again, it's what the paper stands for. It's what they stand for. It's not just you did it or you didn't do it. It's what it stands for, where if you ever feel unmotivated, you can just look at the paper. Imagine how happy you feel when you put check marks everywhere, on every single habit, every night. Imagine how happy you feel. So if you ever get tempted to not read, not go to the gym, just imagine that. And that will motivate you to do the habits you want to do. It means you're succeeding to be the person you put in all this work to be in the future. This piece of paper, when you check it off, it's going to make you so happy at the end of the month if you see all these check marks. Imagine how happy you're going to be. All rows, all 5 rows, 6 rows, 10, whatever you put, only have check marks. Imagine how happy you're going to be because of that, because you put in the work to change your life, to be that person you want to be. So, the most important parts of this video. Visualize the person you want to be. Write it down. Meditate about it. Then you break down the steps he does. What does he do? Then set the goals. Yearly, monthly, weekly, daily. The goals that will bring you towards being that guy. Make them specific. Make them concrete. Make them easy at first. Then also, I actually forgot to say this. Also, you got to make sure you do have to progressive overload. You have to be intentional. Because one problem is that sometimes you can kind of get too in the habit where you're not even thinking about it. Imagine you start meditating and you do it for 3 months straight, but you're only meditating for 1 minute. At that point, it's not really difficult. What you need to do is, after a month of meditating for 1 minute, up it to 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5, and you'll get better and better. Because if you stay in this state where it's too easy for you, then you're not gonna. If you're only walking on the treadmill for 5 minutes, are you really gonna think you're gonna get that dream body? No. You go from the treadmill to lifting weights, like I said. Then lastly, what you're gonna do, if you ever feel unmotivated, you look at that piece of paper in your wall and you visualize how happy you're gonna be when you check all the boxes off for the whole month, because you're becoming that person you want to be. I know you want to be that person you want to be. That's why you're watching the video. That's why you might have put the piece of paper down. If you do all these things, you're gonna be destined for success. Good luck.